Gyms are opening 25th of July. Can't wait to see you. And I know that there's a lot of individuals who have unfortunately put on a little bit of weight during lockdown. Now, I need to tell you this. Imagine there's a macronutrient that makes you feel fuller for longer, reduces your likelihood of suffering from cancer, and as well as that is also packed or is associated with loads of other nutrients that keep you living a longer and healthy life, as well as stripping fat. Now, a lot of you guys have written off this nutrient, and the nutrient's name is fiber. Now, 97% of the population of America consume enough protein to keep them going, but they do not consume the recommended daily allowance of fiber. Now, this is a problem because the RDA, the recommended daily allowance of fiber, is actually quite low. And if we up that, we actually tend to strip more weight. In fact, we have a lower likelihood of developing cancer. We have a much healthier BMI. So really, the more fiber we eat, the better to a large extent. For example, did you know that if you were to consume a salad before you actually start to eat your main course, you're likely to consume 20% less calories? And there's a few reasons for this. The main reason is that foods which are high in fiber also tend to be a lot higher in their water content. This means that we are essentially bulking out our gut to make us feel fuller for longer. But not just this, the fiber is actually broken down by bacteria in our guts, at the end of our gut, in our ileum, which produces short-chain fatty acids, which then cause the release of leptin, which is the hormone which keeps us feeling fuller for longer, or tells us basically to stop eating. This is fantastic for those individuals who are looking to lose weight quite consistently or lose weight quite quickly. And the reason why is that individuals who tend to, I suppose, crash diet or diet very hard, their leptin levels fall down very, very quickly. And this means that they're more likely to go into, I suppose, a starvation response, which is where they'll then have a very, very strong drive to eat more. So because their leptin levels have fallen, they then rebound by eating more. But we can see that fiber actually stops this from happening. And like I said, it doesn't just stop here. Foods that are high in fiber tend to have a lot of antioxidants that are associated with them. So for example, fruit and veg, high in fiber, also have antioxidants. Antioxidants basically balance abnormal chemical reactions in our cells, which means that if we consume more of them, we're less likely to suffer from cell damage, which means that we might recover quicker from exercise. But as well as that, cancer is far less of a threat because cancer tends to occur when cells are multiplying more often. Those cells make mistakes when they're replicating themselves, and therefore we get cancerous cells. If cells are able to replicate themselves more easily, or we have lower levels of inflammation in our body, which means that we have lower levels of cellular damage, then once again it means that we are less likely to suffer from cancer as a result. So not only does fiber help us to strip fat, but it also does a really good job at protecting us from cancer. So the question is, why don't we eat enough of fiber? The reason why is that to a hunter-gatherer, fiber is very, very inconvenient, because fiber means that we're fuller for longer. It means that we can eat less. So therefore it means that we can scoff less calories as a result. So our primitive instinct is to consume foods which are lower fiber. You might even argue more concentrated in the nutrients, especially more concentrated in the calories. So we tend to consume foods which are higher calorie and lower fiber. We can tell that we have this instinctive drive to eat less fiber and more calories because a good example is a typical American junk food, or typical even British junk food now, which is a beef burger and chips. Now what we've done is, if we compare a steak, especially a fresh steak, to burger mince, we've reduced the need to chew. So steak you might chew quite a few times, but burger, it's one bite, boom, chew, 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 swallow. It's a lot easier to consume those calories. Even when we look at the bun, rather than go for brown bread, we've gone for a brioche bun, white bread. Once again, you put a bit of brioche bun on your tongue and it will just disintegrate into nothing, right? With the cheese, we've taken all the water out of milk and we've concentrated it so it becomes a lot more high concentrated, so we get a bigger bang for our buck when it comes to each mouthful. And I don't know if you knew this, but milk is actually stimulates the same neurological pathway as heroin, so it has almost an opiate effect, which is why traditionally a lot of kids might be given a glass of warm milk before they go to bed, because it kind of gives them that meditative kind of sleepy effect, which is why after a cheese toasty we feel like we just want to have a nap and kind of go unconscious to the world, right? Now, this also finds its way into foods that we eat on a day-to-day basis. If you're a commuter, you probably go to a Costa or Starbucks quite often. Starbucks latte, so once again, they might even have cream in there, so you're reducing the amount of water and increasing the bang for a buck when it comes to the milk content. And with the sugar added, you're looking up to, you know, between 200 to 300 calories for a drink, which is absolutely insane. That is the equivalent to about 5 cups of chopped up apples, right? This is no joke, considering that you do that drink in about, you know, 10 to 15 minutes with no effort whatsoever. To make your way through 5 cups of chopped apples, it will take you a considerably longer time. When it comes to lunch, we might have sandwich and crisps, up to, once again, 600 calories of deep fried potatoes, processed wheat, processed meat, dairy and butter, with some relatively low fiber salad if you're lucky. When it comes to dinner, we might have half a plate of refined carbohydrates. That will come in the form of pasta, chips and white rice, which is where the fiber has been eliminated or majoritively removed. And then with that, you might have half a plate of meat. Considering that, you know, before, even in Asia or Africa, countries or continents where eating rice is a lot more popular, you would still be consuming brown rice until recently. And the reason why we've started to prioritise white rice in comparison to brown rice is, you might ask that it tastes good, but then you ask why it tastes good, and the reason for that is instinctively we want to eliminate that fibre to get as many calories in. So the drive to consume more calories leads to less fibre, more obesity, more cancer, diabetes, stroke, etc. And the list continues. A reduction in the amount of dietary fibre we eat is a huge cause of concern when it comes to the amount of Western diseases that we're suffering from. Stroke, diabetes, even some forms of cancer occur in the Western developed world, but they don't occur elsewhere in the world, and it's mainly because of our lifestyle changes. The solution, real simple. We just need to eat more plants. Don't even worry about being vegan or being plant-based. Just eat more plants. Most of your plate in the morning, afternoon and evening should look like it could have been dug up straight from your garden, washed up a little bit, chopped up, add some flavouring, and then you're good to go. It shouldn't look very foreign from something that you could have just dug up from your garden. Foods that are high in fibre also tend to have a rough texture to them, or have a tougher outer casing. So this might be broccoli, beans, lentils, whole grains, apples, for example. The more that you consume these types of foods, the more satisfied you'll feel, the less likely you'll be to consume unhealthy snacks. And of course, if you need some help, don't worry. Our Revitalised personal trainers based in Gravesend and online come up with, and they have a vast array of delicious recipes and practical advice to help you strip fat and feel great. And you can check them on our website at www.revitaliseclinic.co.uk/services/personal training. So this is how our clients, our Revitalised clients, consume more fibre. We often hear, I'm a picky eater, I don't like fruit and veg. We've heard it all before. But I bet you don't complain about the strawberries in your daiquiri, or the veggies in your Indian curry, or the beans in your burrito. The key, our Revitalised clients learn how to cook. Why? Because we teach them. We provide them with amazing recipes that are easy to prepare. Every meal is packed with fibre as well as essential nutrients that they're getting from the food they need, as well as having an amazing time whilst they're eating it. And in no time, you can be preparing and loving the food that you're making straight from your kitchen using fresh ingredients. Breakfast, for example, could be smoothies or delicious fruit bowl, fruit-packed cereal bowls, which are low in calorie, high in fibre and delicious. Lunches, salads, curries, open sandwiches and hearty stews, which lead you fuller for longer. Snacks, which are quick, delicious, keeping you satisfied and burning calories. And dinners and desserts, which are convenient to cook. They take little time and can be bulk cooked to make sure that you're saving your precious time throughout the week, so you haven't got to keep nipping out to get lunch, and you certainly don't have to keep making your lunch for the next day every evening, or even for dinner every day. And as well as that, we provide our clients with copious amounts of lifestyle tips so that when you're out and about, you know exactly what you need to eat and where to eat to make sure that you're as likely as possible to keep continuing to achieve your goals no matter where you are. So remember, if you're interested in finding out more about how we can help you, all you need to do is contact me directly or contact the Revitalize Facebook page, email us, leave a message on our website, or even book in for a free consultation. But I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about this. Please leave a comment below and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.